All right, guys. First of all, welcome back. I want to finish up talking about supply and demand. We're going to do that in two lessons. So the first one, we're going to talk about weed. Okay. Specifically, I want to talk about what would happen if weed becomes legal in a state like Washington or any of these states, Colorado, any states that have recently legalized weed. What we expect to happen there? What do we expect to happen to price? What do we expect to happen to quantity? Are more people going to be smoking weed or eating weed or whatever? So the first thing we need to figure out is this going to cause a change in demand or supply? Well, let's think. So first off, it is going to affect demand because more people are going to want to smoke it because it's not illegal anymore. I know there are people who say, oh, well, all the people who already want to smoke it. I don't think that's true. I think as it becomes legal, you'll see some people try it who've never tried it before. So I would expect that demand here is going to increase. Okay? But I think supply will increase as well because not only is it now legal for the consumers, but it's also legal for the producers. And that's going to lower costs dramatically. Not just the cost to produce it, but all of a sudden you don't have to fear jail time, all that kind of stuff. It's just all in all going to be easier. People are going to be able to produce at a larger scale rather than having to do it, in a greenhouse in the basement or whatever. They can do it in this huge, large open field. Costs are going to go down, and so you're going to see supply increase. But we still haven't answered our question yet. We haven't decided what will happen to price and what will happen to quantity. Well, let's think. So we know that as demand increases, what happens to quantity? What happens to price? Well, excuse my horrible drawing here. Quantity increases, price increases. Okay, well, what happens when supply increases? Well, quantity increases and price decreases. Oh, what happened? What happened? There we go. Sorry. And we expect price to go down. So that's weird. We can answer one of these questions pretty definitively. What's going to happen to quantity? It's going to increase. We know that because demand's going to cause it to increase, supply is going to cause it to increase, boom. Quantity is going to increase. More people are going to be producing weed, and more people are going to be consuming weed. Like, that's pretty much a given. But as far as price, the demand is going to, the increase in demand is going to try to push prices upward, but the increase in supply is going to move prices downward. So what's going to happen to price? We don't really know just from this. Now, let me ask this question. Well, what if prices went up? What would that mean if prices went up? Which would be the stronger force if prices went up? That would mean that demand is the stronger force rather than supply. If prices went down, what would that mean? Well, that means that supply is the stronger force. It was more of a shift in supply than it was in demand. I haven't looked myself Don't really care about the price of weed. But I would suspect that prices have gone down, because I suspect that supply is going to be the stronger force here. But I want to show you that this coincides with what we see on our graph here. Do you see how price stays pretty much unchanged, but quantity increases here? All right, so that's what happens when supply and demand move at the same time. There's one effect that's amplified, and the other effect, it's always kind of muddled against each other. I'm not going to talk about it a lot more here. It's in your notes. Take a look.